everybody, Gisele Grenier here. So in this video lesson, I okay, let me read this to you first. Okay, so I'm going to be creating an artist trading card, but let me read you this because this is hilarious. Hi Gisele, I love to challenge you to do something in black and white for Valentine's. Don't hate me, all my love, Tenny. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Tenny. So oh boy. So Tenny and I have been going back and forth with a few things. And I'm not a big fan of Valentine's. And I thought, nah, I can't not do this. It's outside my comfort zone. But, so Tenny challenged me and I thought, yeah, okay, you got it. Don't hate me. That's funny. All right. So, well, the easiest thing for Valentine's. Sorry, I'm having an allergy attack. Oh my goodness. I went through my stash and I found this napkin, this black and white coffee thing. So I'm going to take the backing off it and I'm going to use that. So that's my black and white thing. And it's red, but I'm not going to use that. And these I want to keep because you can stamp on these and it makes great translucent images. And I'm going to use these bubbles. This is the Andy Skinner mixed media stencil called Bubbles. So I'm going to use that. And then, oh boy, finding a quote. So I'm loving these Tim Holtz, these clipping stickers, and there's a bunch of other ones. Now, if I can find it, there's a quote in here. Words. Oh God. Okay, I'll try to find it. It's in here somewhere. I'll try to find it after. It'll be the last thing that goes on there. I've got 140-pound watercolor paper. I'm going to, especially if there's beginners watching it, I'm going to show you how to prep that, but I have one already ready. And for supplies, it's going to be pretty simple. I've got some, I'm going to explain why I'm using these. So I've got some Decor Media white gesso, just super white gesso. I'm going to use that to prime the paper. I've got the Decor Media matte medium to act as my glue. I've got the Decor Media heavy gel medium gloss, and I'm going to surprise you with that. And I ran out of Naphthol red in the fluid acrylic, so I'm going to be using the Decor Traditions Naphthol red. It's the old packaging, so I'm going to use that up. And then I've got sap green and quinacridone magenta, and I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing with these. And then I know what's going to happen because I get this question so often is, I don't have sap green, how can I make it? So I'm going to do a separate video on that. And I've got these little brads. Oh, they're too small. Oh, I have paint on here. These tiny little brads, I'm going to use those as well. And I've got my push pin to make the hole. So hopefully I won't lose that. Alrighty. Okay, Tenny. Hope this is going to be good enough for you. And if it's not, oh well. Oh, goodness. So I'm going to take a small brush and I'm just going to, look how bright that gesso is. And you can use actually any gesso. This is just to prep the watercolor paper. Now it is 140 pounds, so it's nice and thick. You can do this on anything you want, whatever size you want. But the purpose of gesso is to prime the paper, prime your surface to accept paint. And I do this because it's so thick and because we're going to be collaging. I don't want the matte medium just to sink into the paper because then it'll warp the paper. So that's why I put the gesso on it, to create that barrier. And so the matte medium will stick to the gesso and not sink inside the paper. And if you're working on product packaging, that has that shiny surface to it, you should be gessoing that as well so the paint has something to stick to. So that's that. So I'm going to put that aside because I have one already done because I wanted to let that dry really well. And I apologize for the glare. I guess I could work on, no. It's hard to see cards like that, but because this palette paper is off-white, like that, I couldn't use the gray, I guess. Okie dokie. So I'm going to take that And I'm just going to cut it because I don't want to ruin everything else. And I'm using, well, first of all, because it's black and white, but I'm having an issue with coffee right now. The doctor says I'm not allowed to have coffee anymore. And I'm having an issue with that. So my theme for this, basically, obviously black and white for Valentine's, but my theme for this goes deeper as to my morning routine with Joe. And that I'm going to share the story with you. And if you don't want to listen to it, just fast forward. But what the morning routine is 4:30 in the morning. Joe gets up. He goes to the bathroom. He does his routine. And then I use Brain FM for my sleep music because we both wear CPAP machines. I put on a different track to help me wake up. And then Mia jumps into bed, lays next to me, and then I do my massage. I massage her all over just to, it's a lumps and bumps check. I always do that every morning. Then we all go downstairs. She won't go downstairs unless I go down, so we all go downstairs. I start preparing food, and Joe goes and takes her for a walk. And the last thing I say to him every morning before I have my coffee, decaf, is safe walk. Doesn't matter if we've had a disagreement or whatever. That's the last thing I say to him is have a safe walk. I always say that in the morning. And then I'll make Mia's food up, and then I'll make up all our medications and vitamins and all that stuff. And then the last thing I do is I make my coffee. So I'm not allowed to have caffeine coffee anymore. I still do if I had a bad night. I'll have only one cup, which is the Seattle's Best. Yes, I'm mentioning a brand name because I love their coffee. Otherwise, I'll have my Van Hoot decaf. And my morning routine is based around coffee. And I love the coffee, and I use sugar-free sweetener, and so that's that. So Valentine's is coming up. Joe and I never celebrate Valentine's. We may this time, but I'm going to be using this little napkin thing here. And now that I've gone through 7 minutes of talking, because I'm pretty sure somebody's going to complain that I talk too much. So I'm going to go and just collage this on there. That's what drives me crazy when people say, you talk too much, just get to the art. But I have a story to tell about, the art that I create. That's the whole thing. I mean, when somebody just creates art for the heck of creating art, yeah, that's fine. But why? I like to share the why. So I'm going to put some matte medium on here. And if you don't have matte medium, you can use school glue. That's another common question I get about, can you use school glue? Yep, you can use glue. You can use whatever you want as long as it glues it down. I've even done this with paint. I'm putting a good amount on there. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to put some on the back side. Uh-oh. I can't stop filming. Sorry, I can't stop. It's super windy outside. Because this is going to dry. Okay. And... Uh-oh, Joe's coming upstairs.
Mia, come here. Mia, come.
So I did have to stop because she came into my room to hide because Joe was calling her down, and she got tangled up in my headphones. The cord was draped on the bottom. So, hopefully this isn't going to tear. Oopsie. Ah, darn. See, this is why I didn't want to stop filming. Ah, okay. Let's do it again. Ah, Mia. Okay, if it wrinkles, it wrinkles. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to be creative on this. That's dried out a little bit now. So let me just brush that down. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And when she's hiding from Joe, he was calling her down to bring, because he knows I'm doing videos, and Mia's been really yappy because of the wind, the heavy wind, and there's noise. Oh, he's coming back in. So he's been bringing her downstairs into the basement. But she was hiding because Mia has got this thing now where she just wants to be wherever I am. Like even in the morning, she will not go downstairs unless I join her. Mind you, if Joe like really gets really stern with her, yeah, she'll come down, but then she'll try to hide. That's the rescue baggage. Okay, after everything's dried up. All right, so I think I'm going to leave that there because it looks rough. I think I'm going to leave that there. Rough edge. All right. Do I need anything else? No. So I apologize. I'm actually, well, you'll already have watched this, but I'm going to turn the volume down when she starts to bark. She does that when I'm in a spot where I can't stop. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for a sec. And now, so I was inspired by the red of this for Valentine's, but I'm a huge fan of black and white photography. I love black and white. So what I want to do is I want to use these bubbles and I want to put them over, and then I'm going to use the heavy gel medium. I'm going to tint it with Naphthol red, and hopefully if this works, it's going to create this translucent thing of these bubbles. And ideally I would like to have like swirls, but in the morning when I've done my coffee, then we're looking at something like I drink let's try that. I drink this thing called Bubbly. And for those of you who are Canadian, you'll know the commercials of Michael Bublé. With Bubbly, he keeps crossing out the names. But it's a carbonated drink flavored with, there's no sugar, but just a little bit of flavoring. So I thought of that. And that's what I have after I do my coffee. And because I hate the taste of water. So I'm going to do that. So I'm explaining the why why I'm doing what I'm doing. Now I'm going to take the heat gun to dry this for a sec. Normally you would let this dry naturally, but it's minus 22 outside with the wind chill, so I don't mind the extra heat. Just pop that. So I don't want to cover up the cafe with anything too big, so I'll probably put, let me think, I just have to place this for, I want to put a big bubble there. I like that idea, but then the small ones, you get a real big effect here. Let me just, I think I'm going to do it like this, like that. Okay. Palette knife. That should be enough. Leave that open. Now this is pretty thick, so it's gonna, oh my God. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to need. Now, transparent. Naphthol red is semi-transparent, so that'll work out quite nice. There we go. Ooh, that might be a bit too much. I think it's going to be too much. I didn't realize it was going to be that strong. See, normally I would have done this with the fluid acrylics, but even this might be a bit strong. Wonder what that's going to be like. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. So onto a bit of a smaller bubble. So I'm putting a nice thick coating on there. Oh, it is still still transparent. This is really thick. And you know what I'm going to do? Take the dark stuff right over here. Kind of mix that around. So we'll have to see what that looks like. Now, when you take this off, you don't want to slide it. You want to make sure you lift it right up. And this is where sometimes I go wrong. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to take that. Put that over there. And the other card that, no, let me do it on here. I want to show you something else that you can do. This is an accident waiting to happen. So just put it on another blank card and then just scrape what you've got. That way you use up everything. So on blank paper, because then you can cut it. I like doing this over the big bubbles because you don't, then because some of them you don't get full coverage. There, look at that. Isn't that neat? And then I can take that with a baby wipe and then immediately clean my stencil on, again, paper, and it'll just stain. It'll just stain the paper. And then your stencil is nice and clean. How's that? So now I've got something else that I can use now for another background. But yeah, if you've got like big, so if you've got watercolor paper, like that you can cut up like this, big sheets, that's where you just put your leftovers on there. And that way, when it's all full, then you just cut them up and you have instant backgrounds. Book of backgrounds on steroids, which is not really a nice thing, but okay, I don't know where I'm going to put this. On top of my laptop. Joe's gonna have a fit. You guys must think he's an ogre. I always think he's gonna get mad. He's gonna do this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So now I have to let this dry. That's going to take, with how cold it is, this is going to take probably about a good hour to dry. So what I'll do is I'll leave that, and I'm going to switch SD cards in my camera, work on another project, and then when this is dry, we'll come back, and then I'll show you how we're going to fix that up. So back in a couple of hours. Well, it turned out to be too much red. Can't even see anything. So I'm going to do another one. I already collage another piece, so I'm going to do this again, And this time I'm going to add the tiniest speck of red. And that's even too much. Oh my goodness. The paint is so strong. This is where the fluid acrylics would have been much better. Okay, so let's try this again. I just want a tint of red. Oh, I can hear Joe sneezing. Because it'll dry transparent. There we go, like that. All right, so let's try this again. So I was going to do this off camera, but wanted you guys to see, because I don't hide my mistakes. I can take some of the red and put it here where there's nothing really important to see. There we go. So we'll just leave that one like that. The big ones aren't so bad. It's the little ones that are look like red polka dots. Just a little bit there. Okay, so that'll tie everything in. All right. So I'm going to put that aside to dry, and then when we come back, we'll see what it looks like. So now I'm ready to edge them, and I thought I'd show you the differences between the two. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. See how just light pink it is? But the problem is that this is really defined, and I really like that. Where this I can see more of the background, but it just looks pink because there's so many of the dots. So if I had to do this again, I would probably make my own stencil where it's just the big dots and not the little ones. But yeah, so I love the vibrancy of these, but I like the background of this one, but there's just too many that the whole piece looks pink. So I don't know, it's a matter of just making a choice. So I'm going to use both, and I've got my quotes already. So what I have to do now is I'm going to darken the edges. So I'm using sap green and quinacridone magenta. Going to mix those two together, and we're going to get a bit more sap green. And I'm going to do a video on how to make this sap green because I know I'm going to get questions on that. It's a manufactured color. It's not a single pigment. There we go. Just to show you now what the... I don't know if this brush is clean. No, it's got white in it. All my brushes are dirty. So that's the color. So I'm just going to load that. And I just want to make it just subtly dark, not a lot. That looks like a vintage, like a sepia. That's actually really pretty. Now what's nice about when you're doing it this way, because of the medium, I could just take a cloth now and wipe it back, and this color will come off the actual stenciled areas, and this is just going to go into the paper in the background. So although the challenge was to do something black and white, I'm liking that vintage. You know what? I did do a black and white, but I reserve the right to change it. I really like that vintage look to it. Oh, look at that. Whoopsie, too much. So this will bring all those dots back to red. Yeah. Look at that. I like that. I like that. I don't care so much about the small ones. It's the big ones I want to break them bright. I like that. And then I can go around the edges again and just really darken just the edge. And then just wipe that back. There we go. Love that. And now this one here though, because it's much lighter, I'm thinking I want to I think I want to put that more into the red. On the dirty brush, see, it neutralized it. And when I was wiping back the other one, because there's the matte medium on there from the collage, that's why it's really easy to wipe things off if you've made a mistake or if you just want to make an adjustment. Okay. Yeah, these are really hard to see. Well, you know what? It was a nice experiment. This one's not quite dry yet. It was a nice experiment. You can really see that. Yeah, it's a little too dark, but there you go. So let me just bring these two here. There we are. I can tell you which one's my favorite. The first one. So because there's a story behind this, I originally wanted to use this one like that, but I think that might be a little bit big. This may be, in my heart, it's kind of cliche. I really, really like that one because there is a story behind this piece. You know what? I'm going to go with my instinct. And then this sticker here, these ones here, where did it go? A memory to hold. And I will just put that right at the bottom. Now, if these don't stick, what you can do is use some liquid glass on the back of them and go with that. I also want to put the there they are. Sorry. I'm going to put these in now. I'll put them into this one here because then once this goes on, it has to dry. So I'm going to put, now where am I going to put the eyelets? I'll put them here. No, here. Oh, these, no. Oh, it fell. Okay, well, I'm going to do two, or I'll go in the cabinet and get the other one. I think it fell in the heat vent. So what I would do with these ones, because there's little Gumby pokies in the back, I would get that aligned, cover that with paper. Oh my God, these are tiny. I can't see. You know what? I'm going, as soon as the province lifts up the order, the stay-at-home order, I'm getting my eyes checked again. I was going to say Murphy's Law, I won't have any black ones left. And yes, these probably should have been gold or something for the romance, but Joe and I are not into Valentines. It's Valentine's every day in this house. Joe said to me yesterday, he goes, "You know what I was like when you met me." There we go. I love those. Little bit of rebel there. All right, and then, so now I can actually put this, yeah, this actually might be nicer here because this is so light. I don't want to lose these. I'm going to put that right here. And I know some of you are going to say, no, that's the wrong place to put it. Well, that's where I'm going to put it. That's where I'm going to put it. And I'm going to put some liquid glass right here. So, and I could have, but I'm not going to. Edge the colors of that with maybe with black or something. I'm going to leave it. And that's it. So the story behind is that every morning before I have my coffee, I say safe walk to Joe. Also, when he takes me out at 5 o'clock. Actually, when Joe leaves the house, it's safe walk, safe drive. Regardless if we've had a disagreement or whatever, that's, because I want my last words to be, it's morbid, isn't it? I want my last words to be something good. It's like I'm expecting something to happen. I'm not. The universe has my back. Alrighty, you guys. So let me know what you think. If you could create Valentine art, I would love to see what you've done. So feel free to share a link below to your artwork or post it in the private Facebook group. Link is also below in the description, so you can post it in there so we can all take a look at it. Alrighty, so hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that I met the challenge. So until I see you in the next lesson, stay inspired.